What's up, everybody? So today we got another honest trailer reaction. Last time I did a trailer reaction for Roma, and that one did alright. So if you want to check that out, you can check that out too. And the film of choice today is The Curse of La Llorona. And apparently this is from the people who were producing all the films in the Conjuring universe, which to me, it's like I'm really not sure how to feel about it, because I did some research and I looked up exactly which producers they're talking about. And apparently every producer that made every Conjuring movie, including the shitty ones, is involved in this one. So, not really sure. I obviously have mixed feelings about that. But this is their newest film they're coming out with. Now, I'm not totally sure if they're going to be actually incorporating this movie into the Conjuring storyline. If they did, I think that would be rather silly. And the reason why I say that is because for those who don't know what La Llorona is, it's basically just an old, like, Mexican myth that parents used to tell their children either just to be a jerk and scare the shit out of them, or in hopes that, you know, they wouldn't go out in the night and be a delinquent and be mischievous and all that stuff. But this is basically a very famous Mexican horror myth, legend, whatever you want to call it. And I guess now they're doing it in a movie, but, you know, this has been attempted many times before, and a lot of them were obviously not very good. And so this is another attempt, but this is an actual professional, well-known attempt that's gonna probably reach masses of people. So this is why it's kind of interesting to me, and this is why I'm going to do a review of it. So again, this is by the way, full disclosure, this is an honest trailer reaction. This is not me watching it beforehand and then coming and watching it again and just trying to give y'all something. This was completely authentic. I knew this was coming out today, and I wanted to give you guys something more genuine. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive right into this. Oh God.
Can I ask you a question, Father? Do you know anything about La Llorona?
The weeping woman.
It's a folktale.
To some.
Stay in the car, okay? And please don't wake up your sister.
It's your fault! I tried to stop her!
Who did you try to stop?
La Llorona.
Yep, James Wan. Surprised his name's attached to this. Wow, it's showing us the whole scene here.
The Curse of La Llorona.
La Llorona. Huh. Okay. Well, to be honest, guys, I don't really have high hopes for this. Not saying that for sure it's not going to be good. Looks like it could be good, but I can't really tell. I really can't tell, especially with the way horror is marketed. Like, you don't really know if what they're showing in the trailer is just trying to get the casuals into the seats, or if they're honestly portraying the way the movie's actually being directed. it's really hard to make a finalized, judgment on that, or at least a grounded, judgment on that basis. But as far as I'm seeing, it's got the same composer that's in the previous film, so you're gonna get the same kind of. This is basically if you want to see La Llorona, the myth, being portrayed by the people of The Conjuring, it's gonna have everything that it's basically a Conjuring film, except with La Llorona in it. Like you have the Nun, and I feel like this might be the same thing, to where they're just picking these figures to where they're just making it into this Conjuring aesthetic movie. It's gonna have all the weird like string instrument buildups. It's gonna have the jump scares. It's gonna have the same, more or less same aesthetic. But again, like I said before, I don't like all the Conjuring movies. In fact, I only think I really honestly like 2 of them, being the first Conjuring and Annabelle Creation. Conjuring 2 is a decent film, but I wouldn't call it a great film. So honestly, I really, just from this piece alone, really the trailer mostly just showed a long scene, and it seemed fine, but like I said, it's just the same kind of, tricks that you get from The Conjuring. It's directed and presented in a lot of the same way, and I'm not sure if that's really enough for me to be captivated, because The Nun was advertised in this same way, and that movie turned out to be donkey doo-doo. And the guy who's directing this movie, named Michael Chavez, he hasn't really, I don't think he's ever done a full-length feature film. He did do a short film, though, that I was able to check out, called The Maiden. It's a horror short. And it really wasn't that bad for a short, but it definitely has, issues. It really, the most thing that I could praise about it was the production. The lighting and the set design was pretty interesting. It looked professional. Some of the tension was built up okay, but overall it did come off kind of like a little by the numbers jump scare, kind of cookie cutter Hollywood stuff. So I wasn't too impressed by it, artistically. And it also says here on IMDb that he is planned to direct The Conjuring 3. Not 100% on that. Last I heard, I thought James Wan was going to come back and direct it, but if this is true, then we can infer some things. If La Llorona movie turns out to not be very good, then we might have some daunting speculation about the 3rd Conjuring installment. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's all I can really say about it. My biggest takeaway from this is just, I really don't know, because the Conjuring universe is a mixed bag of things that are pretty great and things that are not great at all and are honestly hot garbage. But, it could be good. But from this trailer that I'm seeing, if I'm just judging on what I saw, I'm not really sold on it, and I don't have much hope that it's going to be as good as The Conjuring or even Annabelle Creation. And one last note, it just kind of gives me this vibe of, like, it's going to be filled with a lot of predictable loud noise jump scares. Like, I'm not 100% certain, it's just a teaser trailer, but it kind of gives me that vibe that it's just going to be one of those movies to where it thinks that it's like tricking you with the camera. Like in the last scene of this trailer that we just saw, like it pans down to the car, then goes back up on the mirror, and you see blah, scary face. Like, I knew that was coming, and I don't know if this movie's going to be filled with all stuff like that or if it's just the marketing. But The Nun turned out to be a lot like that, so I don't know. Like I said, I don't really have high hopes for it, but that's not really saying that for sure it's not going to be good. But yeah, I guess that's really all I have to say about it. I hope you really enjoyed my reaction to this. Thank you very much for watching it. If you really enjoyed what I had to say, please give it a thumbs up and share it amongst your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be updated on more film-related content.